Well, here are my 5 top tips for you to learn English effectively. Tip 1, be focused. Concentrate on those lessons. Don't be listening to the radio or having the television on in the background or people talking or asking you questions. I want you to absolutely give it 100% to your lesson. Why? Well, because our brain can't take in more than one thing at 100%, which means if you're learning a lesson and you're, say, driving the car at the same time and think, well, I'll do both at the same time. I'll listen to the lesson, I'll drive my car, and then when I get to my destination, I will have accomplished 2 things. You can't take in 100% what I'm saying, can't take in your lesson if you're concentrating on something else. To be able to learn correctly, you need to focus 100% on your lesson. So take those 5 minutes in the day, find somewhere quiet. Quite often I say to my students, the toilet is a brilliant place for you to learn. Generally we have our telephones. You're in a quiet space, there's nobody else around, and you can concentrate on your lesson. Listen to it. Don't engage in conversation elsewhere. Don't listen to something. Don't be doing anything. 100% on your lesson. Tip 2, be persistent. Now, being persistent is hard, especially when something is difficult. What I've tried to do is I've tried to break down the language into tiny little bite-sized pieces, making it not an onerous task for you to take on. Because learning anything is hard, and if it's too hard, we give up. So be persistent in that it's regular for you. Now, everybody's life is different. You might have a big family. You might have small children. You might have a busy career. You might just be busy doing other things and think, well, I can't give that much time over to learning a language. Most of us have the time in the day. It's just we give it away to other things or other people. So what I want you to do is find a moment for you that you can concentrate 100% on your lesson. Your schedule, your life is your own, and only you can decide when it is you're going to learn the language. Now, it's got to be feasible. If it's not feasible, you won't keep up with it. So find a little spot in the week, or perhaps once a month, where you can dedicate your time to doing it. So I want you to put an alarm on your telephone. I know that this works. I want you to do it for your English lessons. And write yourself a title for that alarm. Now this really works, because when the alarm goes off, a lot of us just swipe it off and think, the alarm, I don't have time. When it has a message on that alarm that says, remember, this is important, or take the time for your English lesson, or now is the time for English, whatever it might be, it actually makes you stop and think, and you won't swipe away quite so easily, and you'll actually get that lesson done. So be persistent, be regular in your learning, and it'll happen a lot more naturally and a lot more comfortably for you, rather than being a hard task and a disagreeable task. This is supposed to be fun. This is supposed to be something that you want to do. Be persistent, make it regular, put on an alarm, and learn at your own speed. Tip 3, be motivated. Now, we all know that motivation wanes. We've all done the New Year resolution. Yes, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go to the gym 5 times a week, or I'm going to lose 10 kilos this month. And after a few weeks, it kind of dwindles and you think, oh, well, it's cold outside, or whatever the excuse is. And little by little, we lose that motivation. And a few months down the line, everyone says, well, did you make a resolution? Well, yeah, but it was too hard and it wasn't what I really wanted. And we make lots of excuses. We've all been there. We've all done it. Now, it's quite normal when you're learning something to start with. Your motivation is way up here. And you're like, yes, I'm going to be an English speaker. And then we get bogged down with lessons because we haven't been persistent with our regular learning. So we get a backup, and we get a backup of lessons. And when you've got 2 hours of lessons to get through, yes, it's hard. So that's why these bite-sized pieces are a couple of minutes long. Learn them as we go. And I've tried to put it into an order that makes it logical. I can only make it as interesting as possible. I'm with a blackboard and vocabulary and some pens, and I try and make it as animated as I can, but you can make it interesting for yourself. You can sit in that comfy armchair that you have, or light a candle. Do it in the bath. Put on a bubble bath and think, okay, this is my 5 minutes. I'm going to have a bubble bath, listen to my lesson. Maybe on a walk. The way that you motivate yourself is very personal to you. This way, if it's fun for you, you will stay motivated. It's really, really important. Tip 4, celebrate your goals. Now remember, when things get hard, we tend to forget what the goal was, what the original goal was. Was it to be able to travel? Was it so that you can speak to the neighbour who doesn't speak your language? Was it so that you can watch movies in English? Whatever your original goal was, keep that in mind. Write it up if you need to. Pin it on a board, put it on your telephone, wherever you need to, so that you can see it and remember what your big goal is. But remember, there's lots of little goals in between. The big goal is way up here. And for you to get there, it's like climbing stairs. You're going to have to go up all the steps. But what you should be doing is celebrating every single step. Do something for yourself. Get those nails done. Buy the pair of shoes you wanted. Go and have a beer in the pub. Whatever it is that to you is, yeah, I did it. I'm proud of myself. Because I'm proud of you. Every step is hard. It's not an easy thing to do to learn a language. So for you to continue learning correctly, you have to celebrate those small goals. Because if you don't celebrate the small goals, you'll forget what the big goal is and you'll give up way before you get there. So be kind on yourself. This is a long, hard journey learning a language. Make it fun. Be concentrated. Be persistent. Your motivation will stay with you, and then you'll reach your goals and you will get to your final goal. And when you get to your final goal, you can really pat yourself on your back and think, yes, I did it. Tip 5, practice. Now you might think, well, I can't practice. I can't speak the language. How on earth am I going to practice English if I can't put a sentence together? What I mean is, by practicing, it's diving into English. Listen to your movies to start with the subtitles on in English. Listen to your own language while reading English. One of the best ways for you to practice is to read out loud. Now, a lot of people think I'm really daft for saying this. I'm not daft, actually. It's a very good learning tool. What you do is you read out loud. Now, a lot of you straight away are going to say, well, I don't have an English book I can read. How am I going to read out loud? You all have a telephone or a computer. You find a text in English. Now, it doesn't matter what the text is about because you're not going to understand it anyway. Find a text and read it out loud. It doesn't matter if your pronunciation is all over the place. It doesn't matter if you don't understand what it says. It doesn't matter if you don't have the right tonation in your words. What matters is you're talking out loud. As we talk, our brain registers what we're saying. And you can trick your brain into thinking you already know the language. When we speak something out loud, it comes to fruition. It happens. And as you go on, the more you do it, the more your brain will be stocking all this vocabulary and all this grammar and putting it all way back in your brain. So that when you start learning things and when you come to actually speak English that you know and you understand, it'll all come forward and your brain will go, oh, well, yeah, well, we've already done that. We've already said that word. And you will be surprised how much you'll learn by doing this. It's a really good method of learning a language is to read out loud. We stop ourselves by saying that we're not perfect, that we don't understand the vocabulary. It doesn't matter to our brain. If you tell your brain that you know the language, and the best way of telling your brain that you know the language is by reading out loud and reading a piece of text in English, then your brain has already learnt the language by the time you yourself catch up. So what I want you to do is I want you to practice, because if you don't practice, did you know that 70% of each lesson is lost within 24 hours? So you watch one of my posts in 24 hours, you've forgotten it. The more you listen to it, the more you practice, the more you will remember things. So it's a really good one to know. Practice, practice, practice. I can't stress how much practicing, even when you don't know the language, you can practice, is worth it. Once again, here are the 5 top tips. Be focused 100% on your learning. Be persistent and set a routine for your lessons. Keep your motivation going by making your lessons fun. Remember your big goal, but celebrate all the steps to get there. Practice, 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 practice any way you can. You do all 5 of these, you will find learning the language so much easier. Now they're easy things to put into place. I hope this helps. Keep watching, do subscribe. You're going to be an English speaker sooner than you think.